Got it for another light session. Nothing major. Um, Outside. Just got off the clock. It's 4 o'clock right now, Eastern time. I was gonna fuck around, go back out, but it's a chill day. Um, Had to handle some legal things this morning for my brother, helping him with his situation that he got going on. Um, and it's just like at this point, man, knowing that ignorance of the law is no excuse, knowing that these officers don't really comprehend the law, and especially speaking to an officer today who actually knows about this shit. Um, but like he said, they don't have proper training, and that's not my fault. Nor is it anybody else's fault that utilizes the right to travel or private travel. Um, so that's the state's fault, and the state's gonna have to own up and take accountability and responsibility for what they didn't choose to do. It's not my fault that they don't have the training. As a law enforcement officer, you're deemed to know the law, and it doesn't say state law or state ordinance, it just says the law. As a chef, I should know the proper techniques, well, not even techniques, the proper timing and temperature for a steak. I might not like steak, I might not even eat steak, but as a chef, there's certain things that I have to do in order for myself to be able to please the customers. As a law enforcement, there's certain things that you should know to not, to be able to keep yourself out of a lawsuit and keep the city, the state, and the county out of a lawsuit. But you don't understand anything. You don't understand any legal words that I was speaking to him about. I had went into the city building earlier today, and the city solicitor, John D. Hawley. I'm gonna put all the information up there. Hey, what's going on, Epic Plays? How you doing? I'm gonna put all the information up there. Um, so what I told him was, I'm gonna make the claim, and they're gonna respond to it. Even though I know for a fact that since you took his property, you should be making your claim based off of whatever situation you got going on. But it doesn't happen that way. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna respond to your claim. All right, whatever. I already have the court cases that I already shown, where the case was dismissed already for the proof that I showed. So it's going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, you know, but at the same time, it shouldn't be, because if they understand federal preemption, they should understand that the laws, the Supreme Court rulings supersede any state law, code or ordinance, statute, whatever you want to call it. It supersedes everything. So yeah, you might be butthurt about it. You might feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, this is what it is. If the law says this, don't look at me as if I'm the one that's saying it. I'm just reciting what the law says. A lot of people are misguided, understood when it comes to trying to articulate it. I spoke to a captain here in my state, local law enforcement, where he said basically, like, yeah, man, I mean, I can't deny this information. You eloquently spoke this, you eloquently articulated this, and I mean, there's nothing that I can say. You know, I hope that I can, do my part to get all this resolved before it turns into a case. But at the same time, if you feel as though you want to go put a lawsuit in, then I can't be mad at that. But everything ain't always about money. Because I can put a lawsuit out against them and not even ask for $1 when it comes to like cash or some shit like that. There's other ways to get what you want. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. They're gonna pay for what they did. That's first and foremost. So as his trustee, I have to, I got obligations that I gotta do, and you have uh, you have people at the DMV who, I highly respect this lady because she came from out of the office to come speak to me. Because one of their receptionists, and I should have took a picture of this lady. I'll get one though. It ain't about nothing. She called her boss, or called the lady over the phone, and was like, "Yeah, this guy is saying that the property is trust property," but she kept doing it's trust property. But you're over the phone. Why do the air quotes if you're over the phone? It ain't like you're on FaceTime, like, yeah, he said it's trust property. So I'm just sitting there like, oh, she wants me to see that because she thinks I'm going to be upset that she's doing that. So once she got off the phone with her, and because she didn't understand shit, he had to go get his paperwork. Um, he came back. I was already speaking to the lady. And she was like, yeah, I understand trust, this, that, and the third. And I let her explain herself for about 5 or 10 minutes. Because I wanted to hear what she actually had to say. That's one thing as well. When these people speak, I just let them speak because I want to literally hear what you got to say. So she spoke, and I agreed with her. I agreed that trust, when it comes to trust law, is different than state law. States can't get in or do anything to it. But she was only talking from a statutory trust standpoint. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you're speaking from a statutory trust. This isn't a statutory trust. It's a foreign grantor trust. So therefore, this trust has nothing to do with the state. It's recorded, notifying the state that there is a legal trust. But other than that, the state has nothing to do with this paperwork whatsoever. So she didn't understand any of that. But the thing that I loved about her was she said, okay, give me 1 second. She walked to the back. She said, okay, I'm going to need your information because what you're saying is absolutely correct. I have to take this and give this information to my boss so we can figure out how do we go from here. I explained it to her how we're going to go from here. And it's pretty much you leave me alone, I leave you alone. If I want to do business one day, I'll come and I'll apply for the business aspect of driving. But as far as today and from here on out, right now, there is no contract to drive. The application that I put into this federal agency was received by the federal agency and approved by the federal agency, as is. So if you get a car and I sell it to you for 10,000 and I say it's as is, and you say okay, but you don't check to see if it start, to see if you just take the car because that's the car you want. Whose fault is it that you bought the car without checking anything? It's your fault. So at the end of the day, if you do something against me by law that you didn't understand, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have the consequences to the actions that you showed. So at the end of the day, you just got to make sure that you can articulate your stance the best way that you know how. You don't got to sound like me when it comes to certain things, but I mean, it wouldn't harm you either to get a different vernacular under your belt and be able to speak in a way that people can't deny. Like, can't deny, because I'm gonna ask you 2 or 3 questions that's going to be the determination of how I'm going to go about speaking to you. So I'm going to ask a person in law enforcement or whatever, is documentation from the United States Department of Transportation, would that suffice? That type of information. Or, would my my passport be enough information for you to, would my passport be valid identification? Because identification, the ID part of photo ID is just photo identification document. So as long as you have a identification document and you can get it notarized and then have that shit signed off by a judge, it's identifying who you are. That's what that shit is. By law, that's what it is. It's a piece of paper. It's anything that you create that has the information of you to be able to for other people like law enforcement to be able to identify you if you're in the commission of a crime or you committed a crime or some shit like that. But if you just walking through life every single day, they don't have a right to search you for no fucking reason. But I mean, you can just let them if you want. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it, but we're not the same. It's just certain shit that I'm gonna stand up for, and I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I gotta do this or I gotta do that. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna back down from nobody. A motherfucker got a problem with me. All right, well, what's your problem? First and foremost, because I ain't do shit to you. I ain't wake you up this morning and you know, whatever the fuck. I ain't do shit to you. That shit is on you. Get conscious. You feel me? Whatever you got going on at home. Because a lot of these dudes are in a position where they either used to get beat up in school, and I remind them of their bully, or they get beat up at home by their wife. They don't get no pussy at home. They get ignored, yelled at, screamed at, and so they come to work with that same type of energy for people that they don't fucking know. But yeah, we're gonna definitely expose it and just keep continuously standing on rights. That's what this channel is about. That's what it's gonna always be about, first and foremost. Foundational information, everything that we do over here. And it's crazy because I'm sitting down talking to the officer, and I don't know if I can play it or not. Let me see if I can play it, because it's actually on my iPhone that I'm on right now. I tried to download it. It might not play, but hold on. Because if I can get it to play so y'all can hear it, I won't have to explain this shit. You can just hear it for yourself. Where he's saying, oh, well, yeah, I do know that they're not supposed to pull you over. They're not supposed to detain you. Then we started talking a little bit more, and, you know, I'm giving him information. He's like, man, listen, I need your number because I need this information so I don't fuck up. Like, I can't deny that. I can't deny a person of knowledge and information because he already said his intent. I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to overstep anybody's boundaries or rights, you know, knowingly or unknowingly, because I'm deemed to know the law. So if that's the case, then I need to know this shit so I can do my own research and talk to the superiors, you know, colleagues of mine, whatever the case is, and go about it that way. I gotta respect it. But if you just sitting here telling me that the paperwork that I'm showing you in your face is not what it is because you believe it's something else, even though it has a fucking title going across it shows your incompetency. It shows that you're fucking incompetent. If your main job and main focus, the main part of your job is investigating. So if you can't sit here, and if you're gonna say that I got fictitious anything, that means I'm doing something fraudulent. That's a whole nother level of defamation. Because you calling me a fraud, you calling me like you just disrespecting me in so many ways. So, you know, you can always fight back. It's just knowing how to do it, and knowing how to do it the proper way, not just putting in paperwork because you've seen some shit on Instagram or social media. Don't work like that. It's not how this shit gonna work. It's never gonna work like that. And if you think it's gonna work, then I mean, I'm just trying to help you out with saving you some time and energy, and the money that you're gonna spend trying to send it certified mail, so you can get a response back when the shit. It don't matter if you give the motherfucker certified mail or not. If the process ain't real or the process ain't working, you didn't do it the proper way. Certified mail don't mean shit. Only thing that matters is, or the only thing that's gonna mean something is you spending that money on certified mail with paperwork and documentation that means nothing. That don't make no sense. But I mean, you do what you do. Um, what's your body count? My body count is my body count. Family only got one body. That's it. The one you seeing right now is my only body. I ain't got multiple. I can't jump from one to another. Um, but yeah, I gotta go get this big ass dictionary. The dictionary probably about that thick, something like that. It's not like that thick. It's a Webster's dictionary, unabridged, um, international. I think an international edition. So it has banking terms, um, regular definitions. It breaks down spelling, abbreviations. It breaks down all this shit to where you're able to comprehend. A lot of the processes that we do in that book, it connects everything together. It shows you how this should be this way and only this way. Not, um, oh yeah, you gotta come over here and get the status correction by me. I'm gonna show you why the status correction is the way it is based off of what this says, not what I say. So it's just as simple as this. Me grabbing this book. Hello. Scam likely going hard. So it's as simple as me grabbing this book, which is called Bender's Immigration and Nationality Act Pamphlet, 2023 edition, and just saying willy-nilly shit instead of actually just reading it from the book and then showing y'all what it says from the book. Um, it's not how I work. It's not how it's supposed to be done. People act like they got the right information, but the whole entire time they never show you shit. You don't never see anything. But then at the same time, you'll have 30, 40 people go to them and spend their money top dollar, like $1,000 a class or some weird shit, and then turn around, see your page or see my page and hit me up like, hey, what's going on? I'm fucked up right now. Like, this ain't the page for fucked up people to come. You gotta keep that shit over there where you spent your money at. Like, because if somebody spent their money with me, I'm gonna make sure that everything is being done the proper way. If, you know, if that person don't do it the same way, that's on them and on you for you going over there to go holler at them without no actual foundational information, no anything. You just watched a couple videos and was like, all right, yeah, you legit. You gotta show me something. Like I'm saying, with the passport, I told y'all multiple times, I don't even have my passport yet, but the things that I've done superseded me needing my passport because I didn't have to do anything. I just had to say something. Or if I did have to do something, I didn't have to say anything. It was just being done, shown, whatever the case is. So, like at the Social Security Administration, They asked me if I had a. They asked me if I was a U.S. citizen, and I was like, no. Okay, well, the only people that are allowed to have this number is U.S. citizens. So again, I pull out the passport application and I asked her, "Is this an application for a passport, United States passport?" She said, "Yes." Okay, right here, this paragraph right here. Can you read this for me, please? Read it in her head, and then I read it out loud and said, whatever identity of the United States citizen or non-citizen U.S. national. I said, you see the difference? The or, if there was only a U.S. citizen, there wouldn't be an or there. It'd just be U.S. citizen. That's it. But being as though that there's different classifications of people, if you're saying that you don't recognize different classifications of people other than U.S. citizens, then you have a problem. Because there are international people that come here all the time. What's going on, Donald? Donald Trump, what's going on, bro? Nice to meet you again. See you back, man. Appreciate you being here. Folks just going through some bullshit, man. Car was taken unlawfully because an officer doesn't understand the law, but one of his colleagues who's superior to him understands it, knows it, and has other colleagues that they go to, that he's going to go to and speak to, because that other colleague used to deal with Moors, used to deal with people that, exercise their rights 30, 40 years ago here in this state. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you something, it should tell you everything. We've been here, we're going to always be here. It's just, it needs to be consistent. Consistency is key. Like, for real, it's really key. Like, you got to stay consistent with this shit, or it's just going to be over. Like, there won't be anything for you to be able to stand on, because the government, which means the government is only there for people that choose to be governed. If you choose to be governed, then that's when you form a government. They formed a government for people because they knew people couldn't handle their own affairs. You feel me? Stay healthy, my friend. Stay like that. Yeah, for sure. Yep, exactly. As long as you doing right by other people, you'll never go wrong. Like, never. And that's just, it's just something that I live by, honestly, because we need each other. The people need each other. If another country came over here to go to war with us, who are we gonna call on? Can't call. You're not gonna be able to call on no government person, because they're gonna be worried about their own friends, family, and everybody. You feel me? So you gotta worry about the next door neighbor, the person that's next to you, left and right. You gotta be good with your neighbors, because if you're not, then it's no point of being in the fucking neighborhood. The neighborhood is supposed to stick together. I don't care what nobody say. If something go down and somebody's property is getting touched and my camera goes off and it's not my property, I'm not just gonna be like, oh, that ain't my shit, I ain't worrying about it. Nah, fuck that. I'm pulling straight up. Yo, why you touching this man's property? You know you touching his property? Matter of fact, let me call him. Yo, bro, the cops out here, this person out here. Oh, all right, bet. And then that person coming out there, and I'm the witness. I'm the witness to the bullshit that this cop person, whoever the fuck it is, just calls. Oh, man, listen. It is what it is. Like, this book tells you a lot. And if you want to get your passport, this is the way to go about it. You gotta read this book. I'm not saying you gotta read the whole thing. You just gotta read what's applicable to the situation that you looking into. So it's not hard. It's not hard at all. This shit is easy. Once you know what you're doing, once you know what you're looking for, things of that nature, it ain't gonna be nothing that can stop you. Nothing. Because again, I have law enforcement officers who are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody's getting things done. Everybody's making sure that shit is being pushed. What's up, sis? Everything is being pushed to, better everybody in a way to, push them in a way to better themselves, better their family, and not have to worry about no bullshit. Mm. We can sit and we can talk about a few things, but then, like I said, it's like I sit here and I talk to you about banking, or I talk to you about the passport. You still need to learn the other 5 steps ahead of that. Because if you start from the passport or the banking aspect, you're not going to know what to do. You can't start from them points because you're still not going to know what to do. You're not going to have all the foundational information. And I believe that's the first thing that we need is the foundational information to be able to utilize it and and take actions on it. Like not just sitting here reading up on something all day and don't have nothing to show for it. Like that's weird. That's goofy. I don't want that for myself, so I wouldn't want that for somebody else. You got acknowledgments, um, adverse possession. This is all dealing with acknowledgments to affidavits and declarations. Affidavits and declarations is on 417. So I'm going to go to 201 first. 201. Adverse possession. Easements, highways, and streets. Adverse possession. It's all the same. Dual liability, cash funds, compensation. A little bit of shit in here. 417, right? That's what I said. 417. So, oh, I had that already fucking blocked out. Alright, so formal requisitions. Venue, identification, and oath. They have the juror affirmation. Because a lot of people say, a lot of people know that you're not supposed to do the whole penalty of perjury and all that shit. So they have the information on jurat. Oh, is it playing finally?
Yeah, so going back and forth with the city.
Oh, they did. All right.
My officers who wasn't. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Title 21. Are you familiar with Title 21, Chapter 47, in regards to the federal preemption or federal exemptions?
No.
So a lot of
I got 29 years. Are you the Morris guy?
Came in earlier.
Yeah.
They call me whatever. They can call me whatever.
Call me sovereign citizen, all types of shit. You hear me?
A DS-11 form, which is a passport application.
Yeah.
Where it says who the application is for, United States citizens. Or
Just listen to what he say though.
What I do know is that they're not supposed to pull you over when you're not in commerce.
They're not supposed to pull you over when you're not in commerce.
And the only way you...
Oh shit. I hate this damn phone. All right, but fuck it. Yeah, so y'all heard that, right? I don't know if you could hear it. I hope you could. But he said it himself. I don't understand, or I never understood, or never knew about the federal preemption, Chapter 47 of Title 21 of the Delaware Code. And then he said, I do know that they're not supposed to pull you over when you're not in commerce. Now, people can believe whether or not this is an actual officer. I'm not going to give his information. I do have his card, and I am going to speak to him later on. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and cap for no reason. If he say, yeah, I don't mind giving my information, not giving my information, but saying his name or whatever the case is, I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna respect him first as a man. Just because he's an officer don't mean he's a bad officer. I know a lot of good cops, and I got information on, I got contact information for a lot of good cops. Um, so I just had to put that out there because that's a misnomer too, thinking that every single cop is gonna be out here to harm you. Some of them don't know it, and they'll pull you over because they don't know. But then once you clarify it, or even if you don't clarify it enough for them, then they'll still allow you to handle your affairs. I don't care if you give me a charge or not. It is what it is. Okay, you charge me. Now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go about my way doing it this way. So um, it's just if one officer knows it and he knows another officer that knows this, that's a higher rank than he is, that's been on the force around 30, 40 plus years, then yeah, because we always been here, we always been around. Just the consistency, like I said, if you don't have the consistency to be able to push this further and further, then it just won't go anywhere. People will still act the same way. They'll still try to treat you like you ain't shit, basically. So, you know, treat them the same way. The laws ain't shit to me, just like I ain't shit to you. It is what it is. I'd rather it be that way. I don't want to be anything to you. You're a state representative or city council representative, whatever the fuck you are. It don't matter. I don't want no ties. Unless you family, I ain't got no choice. But still have a choice. It's just crazy, man. I'm just tired of seeing people get fucked over by not just the system, but by people that's like you and me sitting here. When I first got on YouTube, I was listening to what people were saying. I was doing my own research, of course. I never paid for anything from these fake motherfuckers because I knew that they was on some bullshit. Never once showing any type of paperwork, solidifying anything. Show a lot of bullshit, but it is what it is. Yeah, confirmed police officer. Yeah, corrupt police officer. Yeah, it's corrupt police officers out there for sure, and the good ones are the ones that's going to sit there and call them out, not just in a private, but also in a public forum, which is court. I had an officer that knew his partner well, way better than he knew me because I was his partner. But when he looked at the laws and he called me back and was like, "Yeah, it's unfortunate that I have to, call my partner to let him know he was wrong, but I'm gonna have to call him and let him know that he was wrong, and he needs to make sure that he gives you whatever remedy that you seek, for from here on or herein." So I'm like, okay, well, I don't want nothing from him. Just give me an apology. That's it. He said he talked to him for about an hour, and it was like, yeah. The only good thing about it is he just wanted an apology. The dude literally called my phone, and I was like, nah, it's face to face. You're a grown man. I'm a grown man. You're going to look me in my eyes when you give me my apology, and that's what he did. I didn't record it. I didn't make it a got you moment. I appreciated him for actually taking his time out to do some investigation. Now, can he help every single officer on every single duty or on every single shift? No, and I don't expect him to. So it is what it is, man. I just got tired as hell. Like extra, extra tired. Shit is wild. But yeah, Donald Trump, I do agree with you. It's a lot of, I think it's more bad cops than it is good cops, depending on where you at. But in my situation, it's all bad cops because if you fail to intervene, and that's in your policy, if you're not following your policy, that means you're not following the law. Because the policy isn't law. I don't have to follow your policy because I'm not a Wilmington police officer. I don't have to follow the policy of the DMV because I'm not a U.S. citizen. They don't understand it. The state does not regulate interstate commerce. The FMCSA regulates interstate commerce, but they don't regulate private travel. But they do allow you to apply federally because it's the only way that you can apply is federally. Does it make sense to you now? Just like the passport, that's a federal documentation. Everything is on a federal level. You do your application the way you want to do it. The way that I did mine is the absolute and correct way to do it. Um, didn't make no video on it or anything like that. I'm tired. Tired. Real shit, man. Tired as hell. But it is what it is. Um, like I said, I just wanted to come on here real quick, talk to the people, see what y'all getting into. What is this? Wednesday. So ain't really too many people online right now. It's 4:30 in the afternoon, East Coast time. Might fuck around, hop back on here when it get cooled off. Um, so yeah, check me out later. Check out the shorts, check out the stories. I'm about to post this video or this audio right now to see if it worked. Peace and love.